What's up, everybody, and welcome to ReCapTV. In this video, we will be discussing the transformation of James Timothy Norman from the long-running television show Welcome to Sweetie Pies.
You got some wings?
Yeah, we got wings.
Okay. You got catfish?
Got catfish.
Okay. So look, let me get 3 wings.
3 wings.
Okay, let me get 3 wings. Alright, what kind of sauce? You got some sauce?
Yeah, we got salt. We got all kinds of sauce.
Okay, so look, I want 3 wings, extra crispy.
Okay.
No salt. No feathers.
No feathers.
Okay. I want you to take my wings and cut it into 3 pieces.
Okay.
Okay. I want let's see. Okay, I want my drum to be hot.
Okay.
Drum hot. I want my flats to be barbecue.
Flat barbecue.
And then let me see. Let me get teriyaki on the tip.
Tim Norman, born July 1979, is the youngest son of Ike, restaurant owner and reality TV star Robbie Montgomery. Tim's father was murdered before he was born, and his older brother, Andre Montgomery Sr., died from an act of gang violence in Los Angeles in 1995. In his teenage years, Tim admitted to selling drugs, and at the age of 17, he was convicted of armed robbery. Tim robbed 2 McDonald's and an auto parts store at gunpoint. He served 10 years in prison and often stated that spending this time in prison made him want to rebuild a life that was far from any crime and help encourage others to stay away from jail. While completing his time, he took acting and theater classes, and once Tim was released from jail, he landed a role playing a cop. Staying true to his vow to help others avoid jail, he began speaking to at-risk youth in St. Louis about the dangers of crime and the lasting impact criminal convictions have on a person's life. Shortly after his release, he also met Janae through his cousin Monique, and the two developed a romantic relationship. Their highs and lows would often be a part of their storyline for OWN's reality show Welcome to Sweetie Pies. The show focused on the running of soul food restaurant Sweetie Pies and also was centered around Miss Robbie's family. The two appeared to have more lows and highs, but they did manage to have a child together, a son named after his father, Timmy Norman. Timmy is now 9 years old, and Janae has moved on, married with her own family.
I think that everything's been going good so far. We've been married for what? A week?
Just got off the honeymoon, came back from Cancun. That was a great time. We had a really good time. Janae had a really good time up until about 6 o'clock. Then she was like done for the rest of the night.
It was all inclusive.
I'll go into that later or something.
It was all inclusive.
So
Tim would often display aggressive behavior on the show towards Janae and with his mom, Miss Robbie. In 2019, he was arrested and charged with assault after a former Sweetie Pies employee claimed that Tim punched him in the face. The dispute began when the former employee attempted to talk to Tim about paycheck-related issues. Because of the success of the show, as a part of the cast, Tim won 2 NAACP awards. Both of the awards were for Outstanding Reality Series, the first one given in 2013 and the second in 2016. Once his relationship ended with Janae, Tim started dating Jennifer Williams from Basketball Wives, but this would only be brief. Jennifer ended up filing a restraining order against Tim, accusing him of stalking and harassing her. She said that he stole information from her phone in an attempt to humiliate her. Tim would often help Miss Robbie run her restaurants and would suggest brand expanding. While Robbie was hesitant to do so, Tim would go behind her back and do what he wanted to do regardless of what him and his mom agreed on. In 2016, Ms. Robbie had to sue her son for $100 million over allegations of trademark infringement because Tim used the Sweetie Pies name to open his own restaurant. Tim was upset about it, but it was too little too late. Ms. Robbie states that she had to do what she had to do and it was business, not personal. Family was very important to Ms. Robbie, so important that she decided to move her troubled grandson, Andre Montgomery Jr., from Texas to St. Louis with hopes of a better life for him. Andre would often help out at the restaurant with his cousin Charles under Tim's management. He looked up to Tim and expressed that he, like Tim, wanted to get into the family business. Unfortunately, Tim didn't think as highly of Andre. Andre would go on to graduate from high school in 2013 and had dreams of becoming a rapper. It seemed like he was finally on the right track, and Ms. Robbie was so proud. Little did anyone know things would soon change in a dramatic way.
What's the matter?
Tim,
What did he do?
he came in the restaurant. Now I grabbed the cup that I had from in the office, and then I had the cleaning solution in my hand. So he walks back and then slaps the cup out of my hand, and then grabs cleaning solution, knocks it over, knocks all the boxes over, and then pushes me up against the desk. And then he runs after him, pushing him out the other door.
On March 14th, 2016, while at a recording studio, Andre would be lured outside by a dancer named Terica Ellis. He was shot and killed shortly after. Terica admitted that she was paid $10,000 by Tim, and in 2015, Tim took out a $450,000 life insurance policy on his nephew, making himself the sole beneficiary. A producer on Nelly's Nellyville album and former St. Louis insurance agent Robbie was sentenced to 3 years in prison for helping Tim fraudulently obtain life insurance on Andre. During trial, Tim's attorney attempted to paint the picture that he was deeply bonded to Andre and wanted to help him stay away from the street life. But according to text messages between Andre and Ms. Robbie, he was afraid of Tim. In 2015, Ms. Robbie's home was burglarized. At least $220,000 worth of cash, jewelry, and other items were stolen. Many people felt that Tim may have had something to do with it, and soon after, Andre would text his grandmother that he left St. Louis to avoid Norman. He wrote, "Tim is after me or something. I'm not just going to be sitting in STL when I know Tim got people looking for me." Some people are claiming that Miss Robbie isn't as innocent as she may seem. Andre told her that he was afraid of Tim, and allegedly Miss Robbie ignored him and pressured him to come back to St. Louis to take a lie detector test. Andre returned to St. Louis to take the lie detector test and was killed 4 days later. Miss Robbie is also allegedly paying for Tim's defense. According to STL Today, Tim had been evicted from his St. Louis apartment and had more than $91,000 in monthly expenses. In September 2022, Tim was found guilty of conspiracy to commit murder for hire and conspiracy to commit mail and wire fraud. Norman is set to be sentenced on December 15th and could face life in prison. According to Tim's defense attorney, he is planning to appeal the verdict. The shooter, Travell Anthony Hill, was sentenced to 32 years in prison on 2 murder for hire charges. He revealed that he indirectly received $5,000 from Norman. For Tim to put money above the life of his nephew is heartbreaking. How he thought he would get away with something like this is beyond me. He clearly was not thinking. Whatever Tim's fate ends up being, he just may deserve it. Thanks so much, guys, for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, bye.
Since Andre's passing, I haven't gone through this part of the city. And really, I've been avoiding it.